Hello students, myself Amrita Dhar, Assistant Professor of Electrical Engineering Department of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, JIS Group. I will teach you Power System 1. In this video, I will discuss about inductance of overhead lines. Now this topic is included in module 2 of your syllabus of the subject Power System 1. The course code of the subject is PC-EE-502. So let's start. Now first is constants of transmission line. There are three constants in the transmission line. As you know that the transmission of electric power is done by three-phase three-wire overhead line. So for an AC transmission line, it has resistance, inductance and capacitance uniformly distributed along its whole length. Now these are known as constants or line parameters. The performance of the transmission line depends upon these parameters. For instance, these constants determine whether the efficiency and voltage regulation of the line will be good or poor. Now we will discuss one by one. First one is the resistance. What is resistance? You all know. It is the opposition of the line conductors to current flow. What is the unit of resistance? It's ohm. Okay. Now, what is the formula of resistance? Resistance equal to rho L by A, where rho is the resistivity, L is the length of the wire and A is the cross-sectional area. Now, resistance is uniformly distributed along the whole length of the transmission lines. Next one is inductance. What is inductance? When an alternating current flows through a conductor, a changing flux is set up which links the conductor. Now, due to this flux linkage, the conductor possesses inductance. So, when an alternating current flows through a conductor, the conductor possesses inductance. But in case of DC direct current, there is no existence of inductance. Okay. Now, what is the formula of inductance? Inductance equals to L equals to psi by I. What is psi? Psi is the flux linkage in Weber turns and I is the current in amperes. And the unit of the inductance is Henry. Now, the inductance is also uniformly distributed along the whole length of the line, as you can see in this picture. Next is capacitance. You all know what is capacitance. When two conductors are separated by an insulating medium, it's constitute capacitor. What is the formula of the capacitor? Capacitor equals to Q by V, where Q is the charge stored and V is the voltage across the capacitor. The unit of capacitance is farad. Now, as any two conductors of an overhead lines are separated by air, so which acts as an insulation. So therefore, capacitance exists between two overhead line conductors. Okay. Just look at this picture. Two line conductors are separated by air. So this forms, these two conductors are separated by air, means is separated by insulating medium. So this forms a capacitance. The capacitance is uniformly distributed along the whole length of the line and may be regarded as a uniform series of capacitors connected between the conductors. When an alternating voltage is impressed on a transmission line, the charge on the conductor at any point increases and decreases with the increase and decrease of the instantaneous value of the voltage between conductors at that point. And the result is that of a current known as the charging current which flows between the conductors. Now this charging current flows in the line even when it is open circuit, that is supplying no load. It affects the voltage drop along the line as well as the efficiency and power factor of the line. The next one is flux linkage. The inductance of a circuit is defined as the flux linkage per unit current. So if we want to find inductance of a circuit, we first have to find the flux linkage of that circuit. There are two cases, flux linkage due to a single current carrying conductor and flux linkage in parallel current carrying conductors. Now first case is flux linkage due to a single current carrying conductor. Now consider a straight cylindrical conductor of radius r, okay, r meters, and carrying a current I in amperes. Now this current will set up the magnetic field, and the magnetic lines of force will exist inside the conductor as well as outside the conductor. Now both these fluxes will contribute to inductance of the conductor. Now first we find out the flux linkage due to internal flux. Okay. Now the magnetic field intensity at any point x is given by Hx equals to Ix by 2 pi x. Now according to Ampere's law, ampere turn around any closed path equal to current enclosed by it. So the current enclosed by the path is Ix and MMF is Ix into 2 pi x. So from here Ix equals to Hx into 2 pi x. So we can write Hx equals to Ix by 2 pi x. Now assuming a uniform current density, Ix equals to pi x square by pi r square into I. Now pi is cancelled out and we get Ix equal to x square by r square into I, where if we put the value of Ix in this equation, then we get Hx equal to x. If we simplify it, we get x by 2 pi r square into I ampere turn per meter. Now if mu is the permeability of the conductor, then flux density at the considered point is given by Bx equals to mu Hx. Mu is equal to mu 0 and mu r, where value of mu r is 1 for non-magnetic material. So Bx equals to mu into Hx, you all know this formula, and now we put the value of Hx, Now we get Bx equal to mu 0 x I by 2 pi r square Weber per meter square. Now flux d phi through a cylindrical shell, radial thickness dx and axial length 1 meter is given by d phi equals to Bx into 1 into dx. Now put the value of Bx, we get this. This flux links with current Ix only. Therefore, flux linkage per meter length of the conductor is d psi equals to pi x square by pi r square by d phi, which is equal to mu 0 I x cube by 2 pi r to the power 4 into dx. By putting the value of d phi, we get this. Now total flux linkage from center up to the conductor surface, we integrate from 0 to r and we get mu 0 I by 8 pi Weber turn per meter length. Now to get total flux linkage from center up to the conductor surface, we integrate this term from 0 to r and we get total flux linkage is mu 0 I by 8 pi Weber turn per meter length. So this is the flux linkage due to the internal flux, mu 0 I by 8 pi. Next, flux linkage due to external flux. The external flux extends from surface of the conductor to infinity. Okay. So the field intensity at a distance x meter is given by Hs equal to I by 2 pi x AT per meter. Now what is flux density? Flux density is mu 0 Hx because mu r is equal to 1. So put the value of Hx, we get mu 0 I by 2 pi x Weber per meter square. Now flux d phi through a cylindrical shell of thickness dx and axial length 1 is d phi equals to bx into dx into 1. So that this equal to mu 0 I 2 pi x into dx. We put the value of bx in this equation and we get this. D phi equals to mu 0 I by 2 pi x into dx Webers. Now the flux d phi links all the current in the conductor once and only once. So the flux linkage d psi equals to d phi equals to mu 0 I 2 pi x dx Weber per turn. Weber turn. Now total flux linkage of the conductor from surface to infinity is we integrate this term from r to infinity. And so overall flux linkage is due to internal flux and external flux. The value of internal flux is mu 0 I by 8 pi and value of external flux is mu 0 I 2 pi x dx. We integrate this term from r to infinity. So by simplify it and we get mu 0 I 2 pi into 1 by 4 plus integration r to infinity dx by x Weber turn per meter length. So this is the flux linkage due to a single current carrying conductor. Now in the next case we calculate the flux linkage in parallel current carrying conductor. In this figure the conductor, let us consider the flux linkage with one conductor, say A. There will be flux linkage with conductor A due to its own current as discussed previously. Also there will be flux linkage with this conductor due to mutual inductance effect of IB, IC, ID, IE and IE. The flux linkage with conductor A due to its own current is mu 0 IA 2 pi 1 by 4 plus R to, integration R to infinity dx by x. Now flux linkage with conductor A due to current IB is mu 0 IB by 2 pi integration d1 to from d1 to infinity dx by x. Here the internal term is missing because the flux linkage with conductor A is due to another conductor, so internal flux linkage is 0. Similarly, flux linkage with conductor A due to current IC is given by mu 0 IC 2 pi integration d2 to infinity dx by x. So total flux linkage with conductor A is given by this, where this is due to its own current and this is due to this flux linkage is due to current IB, this flux linkage is due to current IC and so on. So similarly flux linkage with other conductors can be determined by following these steps. Next one, this is our next one is the inductance of a single phase two-well line. Now a single phase line consists of two parallel conductors. One is for incoming and one is for outgoing, which form a rectangular loop of one turn. Now when an alternating current flows through such a loop, a change in magnetic flux is set up. The changing flux links the loop and hence the loop or the single phase line possesses inductance. Now it may appear that inductance of a single phase line is negligible because it consists of a loop of one turn and the flux path is through air of high reluctance. But the cross-sectional area of the loop is very large, even for a small flux density. The total flux linking the loop is quite large and hence the line has appreciable inductance. So consider a single phase overhead line consisting two parallel conductors A and B. Now these conductors are separated by a distance d and each conductor has a resistance R. Now conductors A and B carry the same current IA and IB but in opposite direction. So the total current IA plus IB is equal to 0 as the IA is flowing opposite to IB. So in order to find the inductance of conductor A or conductor B, we consider the flux linkage with it. There will be flux linkage with conductor A due to its own current that is given by mu 0 IA by 2 pi 1 by 4 plus R to integration R to infinity dx by s dx by x, and flux linkage with conductor A due to another current IB is given by mu 0 IB by 2 pi integration d to infinity dx by x.
Now I will do derivation on board.
IA by 2 pi 1 by 4 plus integration R to infinity dx by x plus mu 0 IB by 2 pi integration d to infinity dx by x. So this is the flux linkage for its own current, and this is the flux linkage due to another conductor. We can write mu 0 by 2 pi equals to 1 by 4 R to infinity dx by x into IA plus d to infinity dx by x into IB. Now we take mu 0 2 pi common. Okay. So this can be written as mu 0 by 2 pi 1 by 4 plus what is the integration of log what is the integration of dx by s? X equal to log x. We put this is in a first bracket IA, and this can be written as log x limit is from d to infinity. Limit is from d to infinity. Now mu 0 by 2 pi equals to 1 by 4 log infinity minus log r. And if we put the limit, we get log infinity minus log d. Okay. Now if we take mu 0 now 1 by 4, if we take log infinity common, then we get IA here plus IB minus IA log R minus IB log D. So what is the value of IA plus IB? IA plus IB equals to 0. So we can write mu 0 by 2 pi 1 by 4 minus IA log R minus IB log D. Now what is IA plus IB? IA plus IB equals to 0. So we can write IA equals to minus IB. So in place of minus IB we can write plus IA. So mu 0 by 2 pi equals to 1 by 4 minus IA log R plus IA log D, and this is equal to mu 0 by 2 pi 1 by 4 plus IA log D by R. Now IA is multiplied with 1 by 4. So total flux linkage is given by mu 0 IA by 2 pi 1 by 4 plus log D by R. D by R. So what is the value of inductance? Inductance of conductor A is given by psi A, that is flux linkage for conductor A, by IA, current of conductor A, is given by mu 0 by 2 pi. Now IA cancel out, 1 by 4 plus log E D by R. Now value of mu 0 is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7 by 2 pi 1 by 4 log E D by R. This is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 1 by 4 plus log E D by R, Henry per meter. So this is the value of inductance of conductor. Now if we find the loop inductance, now one loop is created by two conductor. So loop inductance is equal to 2 into individual inductance of conductor, that is 2 into LA. What is the alternate form? We derived just now LA is equal to 10 to the power minus 7 half plus 2 log E D by R, Henry per meter. Okay. Now taking 2 common, LA can be written as 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 into 1 by 4 log E D by R. Now 1 by 4 can be written as log E 1 by 4. Now this is equal to 1 by 4. So in place of 1 by 4 we can write log e to the power 1 by 4 plus log d by r. Now log e to the power minus 1 by 4. Now log e to the power 1 by 4 can be written as log e to the power minus in the first bracket minus 1 by 4. Now this minus and this minus, it becomes plus. So this can be written as log e to the power minus of minus 1 by 4. So the minus sign and this equals to minus log e to the power minus 1 by 4. So we can write 10 to the power minus 7 minus log e to the power minus 1 by 4 plus log e d by r. Now this is equal to log e d r into e to the power minus 1 by 4. Because log a minus log b equals to log a by b, and log a plus log b is equal to log a into b. Okay. Now this term r into e to the power minus 1 by 4, this can be denoted by r dash. Now this r dash is called geometrical mean radius, GMR, geometric mean radius. The value of e to the power minus 1 by 4 is 0.7788. Okay, so r dash equals to 0.7788 r. Now r dash is applicable to only solid round conductors. So what is the loop inductance? Sorry, what is the inductance of a conductor? It can be written as 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 log e d by r dash. And what is the value of loop inductance? Loop inductance is equal to 2 into individual conductor inductance, that is 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 log e d by r dash Henry per meter. Here is a problem. A single phase line has two parallel conductors 2 meters apart. The diameter of each conductor is 1.2 centimeter. Calculate the loop inductance per kilometer of the line. So spacing of the conductors is given by 2 meters. So we transfer it to centimeter, that is 200 centimeter. What is radius? The diameter is 1.2, so radius is 0.6 centimeter. Now loop inductance per meter length of the line is given by 10 to the power minus 7 1 plus 4 log e d by r. This is the formula, and we put the value of d and r, and the value of loop inductance is 24.23 into 10 to the power minus 7 Henry. So loop inductance per kilometer of the line is multiplied this term by 1000, and the final value of loop inductance per kilometer is 2.423 millihenry. Next is a single phase transmission line has two parallel conductors 3 meter apart. So here D is equal to 3 meter or 300 centimeter. The radius of each diameter is 1 centimeter. Calculate the loop inductance per kilometer length of the line if the material of the conductor is copper and steel with relative permeability of 100. Now D is given 3 meter, that means 300 centimeter, and R is 1 centimeter. So loop inductance is 10 to the power minus 7 mu r plus 4 log e d by r. Now in the previous formula we use 1 plus 4 log e d by r. We put 1 because this is for non-magnetic material. Then for non-magnetic material the value of mu r is 1. But with copper conductor, that is a non-magnetic material, mu r is 1. So we put in place of mu r 1, and we get the value of loop inductance is 23.8 into 10 to the minus 7 Henry. And to find out loop inductance per kilometer, we multiply the loop inductance per meter by 1000. So we get loop inductance per kilometer, that is 2.38 millihenry. Now with steel, it is given that the relative permeability is 100. So we place 100 in place of mu r, and we get the value of loop inductance, that is 122.8 into 10 to the power minus 7 Henry. This is the loop inductance per meter. Now if we find out loop inductance per kilometer, then we multiply it by 1000, and final result of loop inductance per kilometer for steel is 12.28 millihenry. That's all from today's class. If you have any problem, please contact with me. My contact details is given on the first slide. Thank you.